Hello, everyone, and welcome to finally another episode of the Sick Minds of Matt and Eric. My name is Matt, and as always, with me is my best friend.
Emilio!
And I was like, Emilio!
No, obviously, I'm Eric. And I feel like you should have started the episode saying, Welcome to Hell, considering what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
So you
So,
haven't heard from us for 2 weeks, and honestly, I did not know it was that long.
yeah. I didn't either until I checked to look at the somewhat episode that I viewed that no one liked, apparently.
I think it was just because it was a really short episode and we didn't say much. We were kind
Yeah.
of just like, hey, we're here. We're excited about this game. We're going to go play that. And then we did.
um, real, real quick. What are your thoughts on Super Mario RPG getting remade?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the Nintendo Direct, by the way, so that you just spoiled something for me.
Oh well, you're welcome.
Is it actually being remade or just re-released?
It's being remade.
I can't wait then.
What are
Who's
you
making it?
Nintendo?
It could have been Nintendo and it could have been Square Enix.
I'm sorry. I didn't really see that part. All I just saw was that it was being remade.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Star Ocean till the end of time? Not till the end of time. I wish it was, but Star Ocean 2 getting a remake.
You know what? I'm actually
Fully
excited,
voice
but
overed, by the way. Fully voiced overed. That was just
that part's nice. That part is nice. I'm excited for all these remakes, but at the same time, I'm tired of all these remakes.
I still need to play the new Star Ocean. I played like an hour or two of it.
Star Ocean for the PlayStation was like, it was really good, really rough.
I mean,
But
Star
that's
Ocean
like
till
every
the end.
PlayStation game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's like every Star Ocean game.
Well, Star Ocean till the end of time is like one of my all-time
It's still really
favorite
rough.
games. Yeah, it's still one
It's
of
a
my
good
all-time.
game. Sorry, I like we keep talking over each other. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a good game. However, if you look back at it now, the controls are kind of rough,
Yeah.
but it's still a great game.
Now I just need them to announce a Star Ocean 3 till the end of time remake. Then I'll be really excited. Give me current day graphics with Star Ocean 3 till the end of time.
I like I said, I'm excited about all these remakes, but I also am pretty tired of all these remakes. Like, I just feel like just come up with something good, or like for people who haven't played these games, it's fine for these remakes, or just re-release them with like
Yeah.
HD, content or whatever, upgrade the graphics or whatever. But I didn't really see too much. I saw that the Nintendo Direct was going, but I was so busy working on this Mac today that I just didn't even look at it. I couldn't pay attention to it, so I just turned it off.
So, Final Fantasy 16, the reviews are in.
Yeah, and
All of them, for the most part, are 9 out of 10. Metacritic gave it an 88, I think. Most of them, like if they have like out of 100, is either 88 or 89, and then the other ones are 9 out of 10. So
feel good.
I'm fucking excited. So that's another thing I'm gonna bring up real quick to everyone is that if an episode doesn't come out again for like 2 weeks, it's because I'm putting time into Final Fantasy 16. So that brings us to why we haven't done an episode technically in a long time, even though we put out a small episode, and that is Diablo 4.
Diablo 4.
Also,
First off, this is your first Diablo game.
yeah,
right?
and I was just spoiled on something that when a new season happens, you have to make new characters.
Yes, if you want to do the seasonal content. So the way that the seasonal content normally works is that there is like a certain mechanic, right? Or something special about that season. So you just make a new character,
Mm-hmm.
and then you grind out basically you know how we have the renown in the game?
Yeah.
So basically, you're gonna be grinding out the renown to earn the seasonal cosmetics and whatever that season happens to hold, and you get to test out the new, um, either the expanded story if they're gonna release the story, or the new mechanics of the gameplay, which normally is something weird or set items. So like, it improves upon the builds that are already in place. So I'm just making shit up off the top of my head. But for instance, crit damage now blinks enemies somewhere. So or something like that. I know for a while they had a thing where if an enemy killed you, like if I was playing and you were playing, but we weren't playing together, if an enemy killed me, he would upgrade, teleport out of my world, and go into your world and hunt you down.
Bring it, bitch.
Yeah. So so there's stuff like that, right, that they could do, and that's what basically the seasons will hold. Um, the game kind of gets a little repetitive until new seasons come out and then they release new content. But every time a season comes out, you do make a new character for that season to earn the stuff, and then at the end of the season, it goes into the Eternal realm, right? And then you can put everything into the storage and upgrade your main character with the um, seasonal stuff, if that makes sense.
Okay. Let's talk about the classes. I can hear myself again.
Oh, well, you know what? You're just going to have to deal with it. It's either you heal yourself or I can't hear you, and that's a problem.
How can you not hear me? I'm too damn loud.
What? Anyway, so the classes, I really liked them. At first, I wasn't a fan of like Druid and Barbarian, but I feel like I don't recommend those classes to start off with, because starting with those classes and having zero fucking points to put into any skills is hard. I feel like the easiest class was Rogue. Like 2 points into Rogue, and you're just like, oh, can I just go beat the game? Like, it just what it felt like. Necromancer is like, oh man, I gotta go make lunch real quick. Let me just stay here, come back, and your, minions have wiped out an entire map. Sorcerers are a lot of fun, but as you discovered, that glass cannon perk makes it hurt when they fucking hit you.
Yeah.
And that's really all the classes, right? Did I name them all? Oh, Barbarian. So Barbarian and Druid. The reason I don't recommend them is because they have a very like slow start. But if once you start your characters and you get the 10 points plus the 4 extra potions, so you have like a total of 9 potions, then yeah, pick them, put the points in there, and they are godlike. Um, but man, that start was rough. What are
Um,
your thoughts on the classes? What's your favorite class so
I'm,
far, and what's your least favorite?
so, as you know, I started and beat the game with Necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like through most of the game, Necromancer's kind of like a cheat code. For everyone that's wondering, is once you get your golem, it's not gonna die. It won't die. I don't think my golem died once. Hell, I don't even think my golem went past a quarter of his health. Like he was taking damage from bosses, and just he was like, all right, you hit like a bitch. It was pretty much what my golem was saying. Necromancer, I had fun with it. I still don't know what my preferred moves would be, because I just moved over to doing like all the blight and shadow moves at towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't really tested out the blood ones. So I mean, Blood Mist was cool, made me feel like Vladimir from League of Legends, but I felt like it didn't last long enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Uh, However, it can be broken though. So what I discovered playing my necromancer with you is that when you have blood mist and there's an ability for each second that you're on a minion or an enemy, it creates one corpse. So all I do is like turn into a pool, stay over, create like 5 or 6 corpse, and then use corpse explosion over and over again. And it does so much damage. That's why if you ever look at like my area, everything's just exploding and shit like that. The only problem is doing that kind of build, you don't put any points into the survivability of your minions, right? So they die really easy.
Okay.
But it's a trade off. I'm actually at the point where I'm just like they die so fast now because of that build that I'm wondering if it's just better to sacrifice them and get that like 15% crit strike or whatever, you know?
Okay. I'm doing a sorcerer right now. You and I are doing like a little. We
We
both switched
traded.
up. We traded.
Yeah.
Right now, for the most part, my guy's a lightning build. Mainly because chain lightning just does honestly a lot of damage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Besides that, there's another move that I just send out and it like goes after. It's kind of like Yondu's arrow,
Oh,
and
the
it just
spear, the lightning spear. Yeah.
yeah, and it just goes after every enemy. And I have those two moves, and it's just like I'm fine for the most part. The flame moves are pretty cool. I just I
The
wish the
problem with the flame moves is that it's not burst damage, right?
yeah
So you literally have to wait for them to die. And the problem with that is that that gives them a chance to get to you and hit you.
yeah
So it's a lot of laying shit down on the floor and then just making sure they don't get to you.
yeah. So um, for the most part, I like sorcerer. I I haven't really done much time with my rogue, mainly just going around and collecting all the Lilith statues on the map.
Hmm.
That's all I've literally been doing with it, and I'm already level 15. But I will say the rogue in the arrow bow and arrow is just fucking busted, dude. It's so busted. Like if you have a full like essence or mana, whatever bar you want to call it, uh, as long as you have the burst, the arrow burst, you're not dying. You're gonna wipe out most of your enemies within 2 seconds. So
Just so much damage.
it does honestly. I think it's the most broken class. I haven't put much time into Druid, but the time that I did put into it, I didn't mind it. I liked it. I liked the bear. The bear felt like you wouldn't die, and like you said with the werewolf, it is weaker, but you're getting health back. So didn't put
Yeah.
much time into it. Didn't put much time into barbarian either. The barbarian just kind of felt honestly weak. It felt weak and
It,
didn't
it
feel
has
didn't feel tanky.
it had what? Okay, hold on.
Dude, I
So
died like
maybe
4 times the last time we played when I was a
okay.
barbarian.
All right. Like I get again. Starting off, barbarian's fucking rough. However, there's a build, the bleed build. It doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage, right? So all you have to do though is hit them a few times and then run away, and they will die chasing you. So like their whole playstyle is hit a few things with the bleed. Once that the whole bar becomes dark, they're dead. You're just waiting for their like for them to bleed out. So you just go, wait until it gets full, move on to the next section, wait until it gets full, and move on to the next section. And it feels weird doing it that way.
They
But
shouldn't be
as
called
you're moving,
barbarians then.
what?
They shouldn't be called barbarians then.
Oh, well, that's the other thing. They get super tanky after they kill a few things with their bleed because it also builds up their fortify. And once they're fortified, dude, you're not killing them.
I don't like the
You're
class
not
now.
killing them.
That's a fucking dumb. That's fucking stupid.
I have on my barbarian, he can get to like max fortify within like 4 or 5 hits, which reduces damage by like God knows how much. Like it's literally damage reduction central on this thing, and on top of that, he's got life per second per minion around him. So he's got, I think it was like 6 life per second per minion, up to 94 life per second on one item. Yeah, he's not dying. Like you can't, you have to one shot him for him to die. You have to do it.
Yeah.
If you can't one shot the barbarian, he just does not die.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the classes. I'm not a fan of the barbarian. I think that's the only class I'm really not a fan of. But I'm probably just building them wrong. So, um, so we're gonna head to the spoiler territory, everyone. So if you haven't played the game and you plan on playing the game and you don't want the story to be spoiled, well, this is your time to stop watching the episode.
Yep.
So, spoilers. Spoiler, giving you enough time that you're paying attention, either with headphones on, or watching on your TV, or watching on your computer, that you know this is fucking spoilers. Alright, anyways. So, what's your thoughts on the story?
I think it's the best story since Diablo 2.
Oh, I have never played any of them, so interesting.
I think so. For the most part, these games, the story is secondary, right? It's like Call of Duty. You buy a Call of Duty game because of that multiplayer experience. Yeah, there's a story there, but like, who gives a shit? That type of thing. It's the same concept, right? The seasons is what actually drives this game, but the story normally comes second. I felt like they actually did a pretty decent job. It did not feel rushed. It felt slow as fuck for the first 3 chapters, because the way they have it set up is that you can do the first 3 chapters in any order that you would like. So they don't connect until chapter 4.
Yeah.
And then once they connect, that's when you get your horse, because you will be doing a lot of running around.
That's another thing that pisses me off, is that we have
Yeah.
to get close to the end game for us to get our fucking mounts.
But once you unlock it, that's it. You have it for all the rest of your characters, and you don't have to skip the campaign. So I actually was wondering if you had to skip the campaign and actually like to use the horse. So I made another character, but I actually started from the beginning of the game. You get it right from the fucking beginning of the game.
Yeah. But
So
still.
I'm just like, oh, cool. So you don't have to worry about that. Also, by the way, once you beat the game, it gives you an option to just skip it. Like, hey, do you want to skip the story? You can say yes and just start off right in the main town. So there's that. But I felt the story was good. It didn't really make sense until chapter 4, because the first 3 chapters they have to make it like independent from one another, since you can do it in any order that you'd like.
Yeah.
But then once you hit chapter 4 and you like it, once the story becomes about finding Elias and trying to figure out how to like murder Elias, the story is good. Like, it's just like, okay, we killed him, but he keeps coming back. What the fuck? Oh, he's immortal. Well, how do we stop him? Oh, he did this to become immortal. Well, let's go get that. Burn it. You fight him again. He's just like, don't you get tired of this shit? He's just like, huh, guess what I found, motherfucker? And he's just like,
remember your
oh,
pinky, my
well,
friend?
yeah.
Remember your pinky? Yeah, well, that shit's gone, son. And then he's like,
So
what?
there's that, and then the whole Lilith story, dude. Like, what I liked about it is just like, at certain points, I was just like, are we the bad guy?
Yeah, there were
Why
several
am I making
times.
a deal with a demon? And then I just like, oh, I mean, it's Diablo, right? And then there were other points where I was just like, maybe Lilith is a good guy. Like, I don't. Like, it was one of those things where like I felt like at points I was the bad guy, and then at points I felt Lilith was the good guy.
There was at points that I thought her father, I can't.
Mephisto?
Yeah, Mephisto was like the good guy, because he was just like, so if you let my daughter come in here and take my powers, you're all fucked. It was pretty much what he was saying.
Right.
And
But like,
everyone,
but he would. I feel like he would say whatever he wanted to say, because he did not want Lilith to like basically kill him and get his essence. However, if Lilith was telling the truth, and that's a big if, she wanted to rule over hell and not protect or save Sanctuary because she didn't give a shit. But that's the other thing. She does not give a shit about Sanctuary, right? So if she like ruled over hell and her plans like succeeded, she didn't want anything to do with Sanctuary. That means Sanctuary would have been safe. So did we fuck up?
um, throughout the whole story, when we meet the angel, I'm like, can we fucking kill this guy? This guy's a dick. Fuck this guy. And you're like, you don't want to fuck with an angel. I'm like, I don't care at this point. I just want to beat the shit out of this guy.
Oh my god. So I wish you would have played like 3 and met Tyrael, because they were like they're really cool angels. Like Tyrael, you didn't want to fuck with Tyrael, and he became immortal. I don't want to spoil 3 because I feel like we can go back and actually play that and experience the story.
Yeah, but is it
Unless you don't
controller
care.
support?
There's controller support now. It wasn't like it didn't release with controller support on the PC, which was stupid because it also released for the consoles and there was controller support for the consoles. So I feel like it's not that difficult. They're basically just PC ports anyway. Anyway, I digress. Tyrael was an angel, and he chose to become mortal to help like the mortal realm.
Yeah.
Right? And he was still a fucking badass. And he lost his angel powers. Well, he retained some, right? But he's nowhere near what an angel should be. And he was still like wiping the floor. So that's why I was just like, maybe fuck with an angel when you said it at the time was not a good idea.
Yeah, but Icarus or whatever his stupid ass name was.
Inaris.
Yeah, fuck him. I'm glad he died. I wish it was from our hands, to be honest with you.
Man, honestly,
I wish it was from
no,
us.
I feel like Lilith deserved that kill.
Yeah, he did kill. He did kill their son. He did kill their son.
Yeah, exactly. Like, low key, I was on Lilith's side the entire fucking game. The entire game, I was just like, if there was decisions to like join Anarius or Lilith or do your own thing, there would have been a lot of the time where I would have been like, I would have picked Lilith's side. Actually, I would love to see that on the next Diablo game, where you can decide whose side do you want to be on.
Can we just say I definitely would have been on the side of myself? Myself, because how many times did I say, let's fuck with the lesser evil, let's fuck with the prime evil, let's fuck these guys, I just want to beat the shit out of everyone. How many times throughout the whole time we were playing, I'm like, fuck this guy, let's beat the shit out of him. And you're like, you don't want to mess with them. You don't want to mess with them. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Let's fuck them up.
To the whole Chapter 6 was insane, dude. I really liked Chapter 6. It was literally like, here's a few mobs, here's a boss. Here's a few mobs, here's a boss. And they just kept throwing bosses at us.
They kept throwing lesser evils at us.
We only ran into 2. I'm not sure that first one out on the roof was a lesser evil.
It definitely wasn't. You're like, oh, dude, it's a lesser evil. I'm like, it's kind of like a normal name.
I mean, it had a name, right? So I was just like, okay. But it didn't say Lord of anything. But the rest of them did.
I mean, Lord is Stan Marsh.
Randy
Marsh.
I didn't hear no bell.
I am Lord. Lord. The story was intense. Especially once it...
That fucking cutscene.
Which one?
The one at the end with the army. When it had...
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. I think that was the first time where we played the game and we were talking through some of the cutscenes, and then that cutscene happened, and we were both silent as fuck.
Actually, can we kill Mother Prava, whatever her name is. Like, I would like to go back and just wipe that bitch out. She was, no offense to the ladies, she was a straight A cunt.
She was bitch.
Like, I couldn't stand her. I really wish that she would die, and I thought she was going to, and then she just stood up out of nowhere after. She's like,
A short story of like what's going on, right? For those of you who are kind of interested in it, have no interest in playing the game, and just want to know what the story was. Um, Elias, who was part of the Haradrim, just for whatever reason wanted to summon Lilith because he believed that Lilith could save Sanctuary. So he went and found this priest, Simon, I believe his name was. He's in a different side story that I did not want to spoil for you. And I'm sorry because I just fucking did.
Who's in a different side story?
I was playing a different character and I found a side story that was, you know, the opening scene with like the bandits and stuff like that where they were like summoning Lilith.
Yeah.
Okay, so that priest who was going upside down, his name is Simon.
Huh. Okay.
And anyway, so that the opening scene is basically Elias getting Simon to uh, say these words because he has to be willing to summon Lilith. They got to be like willing participants. So he summons Lilith. Lilith is now going around looking for the key to hell because she's got her own plans. And her plans is basically find her father, take his powers, become ruler of like hell or his domain, basically take over everything. Now this is where you come in because one of the towns that you visit, they have already been visited by Lilith. You're unaware of this at the time. They not poison you, but they feed you her blood, which are like blood petals or whatever. So you become, or part of her is inside you. So you get to see these visions every once in a while, which is really cool. Those cutscenes.
She's inside of you? Yeah? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Anyway, so you know that like you end up finding Lorath, who is also a Haradrim. You find out later that Lorath and Elias were Haradrins together. They were like friends or whatever.
He was his mentor.
But yeah, basically it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. If you really think about it, like and then fucking Lilith is Palpatine. It's Star Wars, but in Diablo, which sounds really cool now that I think about it. Anyway, I digress. So you come up with a plan. You need to you're trying to figure out what Elias is doing, why he summoned Lilith. So you go and you like meet some other characters. We're gonna skip chapters 1 and 2 because I find them very boring. But to speed it up,
pretty much just going around.
Yeah. Lilith has like a chamber over there. She's gonna go see her son Rathma, who's the first necromancer. She gets there a little too late. Rathma's dead. You find out later that Inarius, who is Rathma's father, killed him because he won't give him the key to hell. Because Inarius wants the key to hell so he can defeat all the demons and conquer hell himself. Anyway, Lilith gets to Rathma, see Rathma's body, pissed, but she knows where the key is, so she gets the key, and now it's on to the next thing. She needs a demon's blessing, for safe passage through hell because she's no longer welcome in hell. So this is where Donan comes in, which is chapter 2. Donan supposedly killed Astaroth, but they can't be killed, they just regenerate. He's actually entrapped in a soul stone. So Lilith goes to Donan trying to figure out where that soul stone is. He won't tell her. She sees a picture of like him and some friends, and she's like, "Oh, I know who her his friends are." So he goes off to I can't remember her name, but the druid lady, who I believe is Yoren's mother. Yoren is Donan's son, by the way. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, so that druid, she gets visited by Lilith. She gets corrupted by her, like, her essence. She's got like this power of like making people go fucking batshit, right? And then they do whatever they like she wants them to do. It's like charisma, critical charisma check on fucking Lilith's skills, man.
It's like
It's
it's like
fucking
a critical strike. She's like, no matter
yeah.
what, confusion.
Yeah, basically. Like, I'm confused. What do you want? All right, here's all my money.
Pretty
Anyway,
much.
so like, um, she finds out that Astaroth is stored in a soul stone over it somewhere, and only one other person knew where it was. It was Yoren. She finds Yoren, who's Donan's son, gets the soul stone, kills Yoren. Well, makes a deal with Astaroth, who's the person who's trapped in the soul stone. She says, "I will let you free if you give me if you promise me safe passage to my father's chambers because I want his powers." Basically, he goes, "Okay, I agree." Um, so she kills Yoren because Yoren is the son of Donan, and Donan is the one who imprisoned him in the Soul Stone. We fight them. We kill
Well,
Yoren.
wait, real quick. We start fighting Astaroth. Then he's a little bitch and runs away. I just want to add that in. He's a little bitch.
He doesn't run away.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
forced to. No. The Cerberus.
The
That's a
Cerberus
different
ran
thing.
away.
The Cerberus ran away, but that's not Astaroth.
Still a little bitch.
That was just a little random horse thing that he ends up riding later.
I want
Which
that
I
as a mount.
completely forgot about that story. That was the other guy friend, and he's the one who told him about the female druid who ends up telling him about the sorcerer's stone, the soul stone. Anyway,
Different
so
story.
different story. Um, so now she's got safe passage through, and she just needs. What else does she need?
The key to hell, which she got from her son's dead body.
She got the key right. I think she's trying to summon a lesser evil.
Yeah, they were trying to summon another lesser evil with what's the witch that was with us.
Yeah, but I can't remember the purpose of summoning the lesser evil.
To distract us.
It could have been a distraction, but I doubt it. I think they needed to summon a lesser evil to get something. Oh, to find the portal to hell or whatever.
Oh yeah, yep. I think
If I remember correctly.
that sounds about
Anyway,
right.
so they summon a lesser evil or try to. We stop it. We kill Elias. Right. Lorath goes, "What? Where'd Elias go? His body's not here. That's weird." And we meet this witch. We go back to Donan, and we're like, "Hey, sorry about your son. We need the Soul Stone. We're gonna use it to try to capture Lilith before she opens the gate to hell." Well, he's got some struggles. We go on this journey. We find out that Elias is immortal, and we need to do something about that as well. The story kind of splits and then comes back, right? So half the party is trying to figure out how to kill Elias. The other half is trying to fix the Soul Stone so we can entrap Lilith in it, and you help out on both sides. Donan finally comes to terms with losing his son, makes the Soul Stone. You help Nyrel and Lorath find a hidden area beyond the site of something to the Tree of Whispers. Beyond the site of the Tree of Whispers, figure out how he became immortal to stop him. You make him mortal again. The tree is helping you because Elias made a pact with the tree, but the tree can't collect on his debt because he can't die, so he can't collect the head. So the tree's pissed off. So the tree helps you using the swamp witches or witches of the swamp Holy shit. The fucking story gets wild in chapter 4. That's what I'm saying. Like, chapter 4 is insane. Long story short, you find out, they tell you how to kill him. Now you're ready. You got the Soul Stone, and Elias is mortal. You kill Elias. They go back. The witch just says, okay, well, I did my part. However, I have nothing to do with Lilith. Yeah, you're on your own, type of thing. So now you find out Elias didn't tell you shit. So Lorath makes a deal with the tree. So now the tree gets to collect his head. And his thing was, I need to know where Lilith is going. And the tree now knows where Lilith is going because he collected Elias's head. They tell you where the gate of hell is, and now you're on your way. You make it there, and we're in hell. We're in chapter 6 now. That was all chapter 4 or 5. Good God.
6 was very quick, though. It was a very quick chapter.
Yeah, I feel like we couldn't spend too much time in hell. Like chapter 6 was basically you get to this city that's under attack by demons. The cathedral is there. I can't remember what the name of their order is, but they're the people who are following Inarius, and they're ready to march into hell because they believe that Inarius is the chosen and will stop the eternal conflict. We go into hell.
Dude, it was just battles after battles after battles. It was just
it was literally
non-stop.
boss fights, non-stop, all the way to Lilith.
Like, it was like, if you weren't paying attention, a boss was going to jump on your head and one-shot you, which happened to me.
Yeah.
Like,
if you looked away for a second, that was it. You were done.
I thought my minions could take care of it, but then I discovered my minions, except my golem, was one shot. So
let's see. At that point, you're in hell. Some weird shit happens to you. You can't trust your own judgment because Mephisto is like trying to influence you, and you have the blood of Lilith. So you look at Nyrel because you trust Nyrel, and you're like, okay, I don't know what's right because of all this shit, but I trust you. What would you do? Would you use the Soul Stone on Mephisto, who's a prime evil, or Lilith, who's not? And the prime evil is more dangerous than Lilith. So she goes, yeah, we're going to use it on the fucking prime evil. All right? So he does that, and then she's ready to leave. And then us and a badass statement was like, Lilith will never stop chasing us. I have to end this here.
Yeah, like, literally everyone's, like, either dying or injured, and a portal opens, and it's like, we gotta go, and then we look at them like, you go. Lilith won't stop chasing us. I'll beat this bitch up for you.
So we fight Lilith.
I made a stupid comment during the Lilith fight.
Fucking Matt over here was just like, that's it? And the moment he said that's it, Lilith was like, what, bitch?
her second that wasn't even my second form. Like, and she comes out in a second form.
Second phase was wild because you went down at one point, right?
Yeah, I thought I avoided it. I did not. So
you went down at one point. I thought I was gonna go down at one point. She's literally breaking the stage.
That's what happened to me. I was in the spot where the stage was gonna break, but I wasn't like in it. I was like next to it, and I must have gotten hit like with recoil damage or something because I wasn't in it, and then all of a sudden my life bar was gone. I was dead. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I got you up from that, and then that was it. And then we go back to Lorath. Lorath is burying his friend because Donan had died in hell during one of the battles. Actually, it wasn't even during a battle. We're in a rest area, and that's what you get for resting in hell. Do not rest in hell. So he died. We help him out, and they're like, "Hey, where's Nyrel?" He's like, "I thought she was with you." Like, no, she went back. Then we discovered that she took the Soul Stone and ran off because she's got other plans. And that's where we leave with the story. It leaves it open ended. I don't know if Mephisto is gonna like try to corrupt her. Um, which I remember making a comment about like her hand. Like she's touching Mephisto and the Soul Stone at the same time. But hey, it is what it is. So now we're just waiting for the next season. Hopefully, a little bit of story comes out at the same time. We get some DLCs. I'm looking forward to like some new classes. I know every
What would
major expansion has a different class. Like Crusader was like last one, which is basically like a paladin. That'd be
what
pretty cool. I'd play a
I
paladin class.
personally would love a Dark Knight. Give me a Dark Knight.
Like I could see that. They could
Because
turn like
if you
Crusader
get
either light magic or dark magic type of thing, you know?
like give me something different, like I don't know, or maybe like a summoner. Like give me something like I know
I mean, you have
necromancy.
a summoner.
No, I don't want fucking skeletons. All right, I want something different.
You want fleshy boys. You want zombies.
Yeah, give me like a zombie or something. Give me a zombie. I
I
don't
could
know
see
like
them.
what class I would want. Maybe a red mage. Red mage would be cool, but I don't know how
Another
you would.
magician class. I don't know. I feel like they would have to like make something unique. I would like to see like a hybrid of classes that already exist, right? So maybe like a red mage would make be pretty cool. Have like a knight that uses like melee weapons but can teleport and cast spells or something.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty interesting.
I honestly don't know like what class you can really do because I feel like all these classes work out for the most part.
Yeah, I mean you could do a monk, right? Like there's no
Yeah,
melee like
yeah. There's no
monk
like
class in this one.
short
There's
fist ones.
there is a monk in D3 and it was fucking broken on release. It was so busted. But yeah, no, there's really not a class that holds a shield. Yeah,
I
there's
mean, I
necromancer,
was gonna say necromancer, but I don't think I use the shield at all.
right? But like a knight of some sort that actually can utilize a shield properly would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like a little shield bass or something.
Yeah, even if it was just like one of those knights from the cathedral or whatever, like the big ass towers with a little spear that just kind of pokes through. That'd be pretty
Or
cool.
or like the Dark Knight or whatever, a paladin could be one that like its ultimate turns you into that giant knight real quick for like say like a minute.
Or if they had the power to like create bubbles, like that bum bubble thing that you had for a while.
What bubble thing?
You know, whenever like you reduce damage to a certain point, like that fucking shield shows up,
Oh,
and then you take.
that was just a passive on my armor.
Yeah, no, I had the same passive, but I'm just saying like something defensive like that would be pretty cool. Have
Yeah,
like an actual defensive class. Anyway, what'd you think of the story?
I thought this story was intense, and because there was moments where I just went quiet, because like you said, there would be moments where we were talking through the story, and then there was moments where I had to stop and like just listen because there was so many twists and turns. I thought Nirel at one point was gonna turn on us, to be honest. I thought that was a point, and then like you said, there was moments where who the fuck was the Hydra?
Rodrin?
Yeah, the one that we were with for most of this.
Laura?
Yeah, Lorath. There was moments where I thought we were gonna have to kill him because there was like people were trying to influence us on him, and I thought we were gonna kill him at one point. There was so many
Yeah.
there was so many like plot twists and turns that I thought at one point we were just going to eventually explode and kill everyone because there's like you had Mother Prava, bitch, being like all bitchy and bitchness.
Yeah.
And then you had Donan that was, I get it, he lost his son, which was tragic. Um,
Oh, you
but
thought he was laughing about it.
no offense to the voice actor, no offense. That's not a crying sound he was making. He was laughing.
I
Like
mean, they sound very
every
similar, crying and laughing.
that wasn't the sound he was making. He was like like
Yeah, same
that's
same noise.
it
I know.
sounded like
There's it
laughter
sounds
to
the
me.
same.
And
Sounds like sounds the same.
and I throughout the whole time I every time like Donan was crying, I was like, why is he laughing?
These are the same pictures.
Like I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Your son died and you're laughing. Now, granted, like a huge tragedy, and he witnessed it at some points. Maybe he would laugh during it because his mind just broke or whatever. Um, that scene where the hallucinogen tea, like the story with the witch and the tea, that cutscene was sick. But there was so many moments, like you said, that like made you question where you're like, are we the good guys or are we the
Yeah,
bad
like
guys? Like,
Elias was following a prophecy saying that like she could end the eternal conflict. She also stated that she wanted to end the eternal conflict. She didn't want to do anything with Sanctuary though. She wanted to end the eternal conflict in hell.
yeah,
Inarius wanted to like stop the eternal conflict in hell. And then we're just like, there's these two people, both of them want to go to hell to stop the eternal conflict. Why don't we just let them? Let them try. Why are we putting our fucking noses where it doesn't belong? And I get it. Like the fucked up part is, right? Like you're not safe from like the demons or the angels because like the demons want to take over
yeah,
and just murder everybody. But the angels think Sanctuary is corrupted and wants to destroy it. So you're fucked either way.
yeah. It's just like
What a world to live in, right?
what it honestly it's. I'd give the story like an 8.5 out of 10 because it makes you seriously think like, are we the bad guys or are we the good guys? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I definitely say the story is something around there. Like, it was a really good story. Now we're just kind of like new characters doing some of the side missions while also doing other stuff. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, going through, getting our renown, right? Getting all the skill points and the potions that we can get. Waiting for the first season, and waiting to see what they release with it. I just hope they do something good. Like I don't. It doesn't even need to be a big story, right? Like season one could just be, oh hey, there's this lesser evil that's trying to gain power or something like that, and just a little story,
Yeah,
just like that. And as long as they keep doing that, do something like what Destiny's doing. Release a mission every week that progresses the story until the next season. That way you have something to come to, or every week, and I feel like that should be fine.
so what's your ratings for this?
I love Diablo games, so this is I it's I'll also give it an 8 out of 10. Right? Is it perfect? No, I've had it crash on me a few times. Um, I'm still having audio issues with it for whatever reason. It won't play through my headphones,
That's weird.
but the game is good. The only complaint that I have is what everybody else is complaining about compared to other Diablo games. So, in certain Diablo games, sometimes you don't want challenging content. You just want to take your level 50 guy and go to a level 10 area and wipe the floor because it's fun to see a million things die from one swing. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. But like the fact that everything scales to you, there's no point in having a level. Like why have the level at all? Why not just make it a like skill point progression system? You know, you're one constant level, like you just exist, Um, Gear is important, and skill points. That's what you're trying to get. Skill points in Paragon.
I'll give it. It's my first Diablo game. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really liked the story. It was very intriguing. I didn't think I was actually going to like the game because of the how it was like the camera was set up. I guess.
That
Uh,
isometric view.
yeah. So I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I actually liked it. There was moments where I didn't know who I was aiming at. There really wasn't like a clear system for me at one point that I could see what I was aiming at, or there would be moments where like I'd be next to a chest where it's like I thought it was like I guess it has to be highlighted for you to open it, and I'll be next to a chest and I'll use one of my moves that takes away half of my essence, and like you'd hear me going, "Oh fucking come on!" Like it.
Yeah,
So like that was frustrating because like there'd be moments where I'm trying to pick up items and I couldn't pick it up because even though like I thought it was highlighted, it wasn't highlighted, and I'd be standing over it and all this and that, and I still couldn't pick it up. So that was really frustrating.
and that's only a problem for us because we were playing the game using a controller.
Yeah.
If you're using mouse and keyboard, you don't have to worry about that because wherever your mouse pointer is, that's what you're aiming at. Unfortunately, it does not translate to controller very well. It works. Don't get me wrong. Like if you point to the left, you're gonna hit whatever is left of you. But if you have like a point and click, obviously, is gonna be better.
Um. What else? There was something I honestly I can't think of it. Oh, there was one thing. We were with our new characters. We went into a world event, and since it already started, it wasn't scaled to our level. We were going up against like level 33 beast, and we're like level 13. And I can officially say I still got the same experience that it would be if it was like a level 13 beast. And I was not happy about that.
So they did that on purpose, right? So they have this scaling thing where you get the most amount of XP if the creature is 3 levels higher than you. Any more than that, there is no extra. So it just caps at that 3 levels higher than you. And
It
then
didn't even
once
feel
it,
like that either though. Like I think I only gained one level, and like we were there for the whole event for the most part.
that's true, but I felt like it felt that way because it took us so damn long to kill anything because we were so under leveled. Had we been closer, we would have been killing things quickly, and we would have gotten that experience faster.
Yeah, that was just one thing that bothered me. Besides that, I enjoyed it. The cutscenes were beautiful. Oh, we didn't even bring this up. If you have an HDR monitor, turn it on.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. I haven't had a problem with the flame since, but when we started the game, the fire just looks so fake. Everything else was great,
It
right? But
looked
the
like
fire just looked like it was drawn on paper and was just wiggled around like this.
it looked like
And
it
I was
was
just
on
like,
PlayStation 1, to be honest.
yeah, trying to. This has my address on it, so like, but it was like, that was the flame effect. I was like, good God.
And Eric turned HDR on. He's like, "Oh my god, this is so much better." So I finally did, and it was fucking amazing. Like
Yeah.
it looked like real flame and everything, and we are like, "Oh, well, that's weird." So, yeah, I'll give it 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Well, there you go. You have it from us. Really good game. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but I figure we could talk about that after this. Um,
I don't know either because I'll be playing Final Fantasy 16 and you do not have a PS5.
I know I'm sad about it, but maybe you can talk about it anyway. I'll eventually play it whenever they release it on PC 15 years from now.
I don't know if it is. It's a console exclusive.
Yeah, well, console exclusives only last until like a year or two now. I've been noticing that because
Yeah,
like
you want to wait 2 years for Final Fantasy 16?
I waited 2 years for God of War, and I still have that on my back catalog. So
I don't
this
know.
dog, man.
But yeah, we're just gonna be continue playing Diablo for the most part, because I really don't want to go back to League of Legends, even though for the most part we were doing fine.
We're doing good. I just feel like we kind of just
I already forgot what the new duo was.
our new duo.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I
Remember Echo Nasus? Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good duo.
Yeah, I already forgot. I already forgot what that duo that we were doing before was. Oh, Jackson, whoever can stun.
Jax Leona.
Yeah, that
Jax
was
Leona.
that was our new duo, and no one could beat us.
Oh my god, it was so nasty.
But yeah, that's gonna be this episode. I hope you liked it. Like it. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Give it a little subscribe. Share it with your friends. Tell your friends, hey, you need a new gaming nerdy podcast? Here you go. I got it for you. It's this one. Sick Minds of Matt and Eric. This is the one you want to be listening to. Only on YouTube. Because I don't know how to strip audio.
I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I did the whole Spotify thing, and I was just like, oh my god, what a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, so we're not doing that. Most of the time now you can play shit in the background anyways on your phone. So
Right.
and you can download it too if you wanted to. Probably. I don't know. So yeah. That's gonna be this week's episode.
Alright. Well, like I always say, be excellent to one another.
Party on, dudes.